Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 21st. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Oh boy, I tell you, we have a lot to talk about today, so make sure to share your thoughts on the stories covered in this edition of 3 News Now in the comments section. You can also let me know your name and where you're watching from. And one of the biggest stories this morning, April snow. We are 31 days into spring now, 60 days away from summer. But take a look at this. So this is from our CSU cam, and you can see it looks like that it is still winter in downtown Cleveland this morning. Yeah, April snow. Many of you are dealing with power outages because of the weather, and Hollie Strano is in now with your forecast. And there's good news. 70-degree temperatures are heading our way.
Thanks, Danielle, and my goodness, what a day it's been. So we're talking wintry weather, and we expected it. You know, we've been tracking it through the morning, and now depending on when you're tuning in here, we are seeing scattered snow and even some rain as we look ahead into the afternoon. We'll take you hour by hour on your National Design Mart forecast, and this is the picture at 6 o'clock this evening. Still some scattered snow in spots, rain showers mixing in, and it will be very hit and miss compared to this morning, but chances are still there. So just don't be caught off guard by a few slick spots. Then we get into the overnight and early morning hours for your Thursday. It'll be cold, but it will be dry, and we'll see some sunshine to start. More cloud cover later in the day with rain chances. Highs tomorrow will be in the 40s, and that will lead way to a milder, more seasonal Friday. In the meantime, as far as snow goes across the area, we're still, talking pretty much right on target with what we expected for today. Areas really close to the lake are seeing very small trace amounts. You go inland in the least bit, and you're 2 to 4 plus inches of snow, with 1 to 3 areas further south, and then back to that coating. All that being said, thank you for all your pictures. Continue to send them in. April snow is the big weather story on this Wednesday, no question. We're in the upper 30s for highs. Average high is 61. We'll get there, and in fact, we'll do even better than that as we look way ahead. But for tomorrow, we're only in the 40s, as I mentioned. Rain chances later in the day. Friday looks seasonal, then we're in the 50s for the weekend with rains on Saturday. But next week is really promising some beautiful weather. Monday close to 60, by Tuesday well into the 70s. Danielle, back to you.
Thank you so much, Hollie. And new video into our newsroom this morning as Columbus police released body camera footage showing the moment an officer opened fire on a teenage girl Tuesday, killing her. Police say they were responding to a call of an attempted stabbing when all of this happened. Family members have identified the girl as 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant. Interim Chief of Police Michael Woods said the officer acted to save the life of another girl. Bryant's aunt spoke with reporters.
The police roll up and shoot Mudneys 4 times, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but 4 times.
During a press conference last night, both Columbus police and officials have called what happened a tragic incident. An overnight protests were seen in downtown Columbus in response to the police shooting. The director of public safety in the city says the case will be fully investigated. And another big story this morning, reaction to former police officer Derek Chauvin being found guilty of 2 murder charges and 1 manslaughter charge in the death of George Floyd. The world of professional sports is known for being outspoken when it comes to issues of police brutality and social justice, especially this past year. And Tuesday's guilty verdict is no exception.
Quickly after the verdict came down, the Cavs reminded people that while Chauvin being found guilty is an important measure of justice, they are ready to keep doing the work to support equality, compassion, respect, unity, healing, and peace, especially when it's hard to do. Just a Kid from Akron, former Cavalier LeBron James, tweeted just one word: accountability. And Kevin Love let us know that accountability was trending. He also called the verdict justice, followed by several raised fist emojis. In the football world, Cleveland Browns linebacker Mack Wilson Sr. shared the same idea, and the Tribe called Floyd's murder a defining moment in our society, sharing hopes that this verdict opens the door for healing and unity. Outside of sports, well-known Clevelanders are weighing in too. TV writer and producer Carter Bays, a Shaker Heights native and co-creator of How I Met Your Mother, is calling for society to be more selective about who wears the badge, while celebrating that this verdict probably saved someone's life. And founder of Random Acts of Kindness Everywhere, Ricky Smith, said what so many said: at least some justice was served, but George Floyd should still be alive.
And overall, the reaction is one of relief, but not rest. Many saying there's still more work to be done. And the trial of Derek Chauvin has been met with anxiety and even trauma. And this morning, many of you may be wondering how to cope with your emotions. We spoke to family counselor Dr. Yvonne Glass. She tells us working through these feelings is a long process, but a big part of coping is just acknowledging that there is a lot of emotions. She says it's important to channel any negative energy into positive forces.
There was something bad that has happened. What can I do in my community right now so that my community doesn't look like that? Or is there something that I can do for that community so that change can happen?
And when it comes to your kids, Dr. Glass says to talk to them about both sides of what's going on. Ask them what they see and how they would approach the subject. Alrighty, let's get to the latest on the coronavirus now. The Wolstein Center is back open today. The mass vaccination site here in Cleveland was closed Tuesday after the Derek Chauvin verdict came down. The closure was a precaution for the safety of the community and for those who worked at the site. Also today, President Biden will give remarks on the response to COVID-19 and the pandemic and the state of vaccinations. It comes as all adults in the U.S. are now eligible for a vaccine. According to officials, the U.S. has administered first-dose vaccines to more than 131 million people. Alrighty, turning to a checklist of consumer news now, you'll soon see higher prices on Procter & Gamble products. Now, it's just the latest brand to say it will raise prices due to higher commodity costs. The increases will impact baby products, feminine care, and adult incontinence products starting this fall. Coca-Cola and Kimberly-Clark have also warned of price hikes. Apple showed off some new gadgets in its first product launch of the year. So the iMac got its first redesign since 2012, adding 7 colors that resemble the original iMacs. Apple also unveiled the new iPad Pro. The new iPad and iMac will both include support for faster 5G networks. Another spring color surprise from Apple, the iPhone 12 will now come in purple. And new numbers out this morning show at least half of adults in the U.S. are planning to take at least one vacation this summer. People are most interested in visiting state or national parks, the beach, outdoor events, and camping. The study also found that the majority of respondents were overwhelmingly in favor of COVID-19 protocols at their destinations. Amazon is rolling out new technology at its Whole Foods stores. Let me explain. It lets shoppers pay for items with just a swipe of their palm. The system, called Amazon One, will link a credit card with a customer's palm print. It offers a contactless alternative to paying with cash and credit cards. For now, it will only be available at Whole Foods stores in Seattle. And happy birthday to the Queen. Today is Britain's Queen Elizabeth's 95th birthday, and just days after the funeral of her husband of 73 years, Prince Philip, NBC News has confirmed that the Queen has no plans to celebrate, but she may have lunch with some family members. The customary birthday gun salute has been canceled for a second year in a row as the Queen continues to mourn the loss of her husband. Well, happy birthday to the Queen and happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating your birthday today or maybe even in the month of April. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. Make sure you continue to check our social media pages and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go starting at 4:30. Have a great Wednesday, everyone, and stay warm out there.